So I saw you nod your head when Joe had mentioned that they mentioned things were fun or in the afternoon and all that. Did you hear some rumors?
No, actually, it was about lunch.
They were bringing lunch. Come on, you better work me on this thing. All right, so yeah, thank you for that. Yes, as Joe mentioned, Mike Vicdahl, according to Google, only Mike Vicdahl in the world. Easy to have. But yeah, so I've been doing this for quite a while. ITIL. Who in here is familiar with ITIL? Who's ever heard of ITIL? Okay. Who's never heard of ITIL? Who didn't raise your hand? All right. So yeah, we'll talk about ITIL. Now, keep in mind this is a truncated version of the ITIL awareness. But we have quite a bit of content to go through, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I've been doing ITIL for a long time. Even though I didn't know I was doing ITIL for really the first 10 years, I worked for a company called Compact Computer there in Houston, and we rolled out ITIL within Compact. Back in those days, in 1990, Compact was just getting started, and I got hired on as a team of about 17 people to create Compact's support center, NOC, data center, whatever you want to call it. We created all that with the service desk and the network administration teams and the problem-solving groups, root cause analysis, tool integration, which I became later on to own at Compact, and we implemented these things like service desk, problem management, change management, service level management. We did that way back in the 90s. Later on, I went to a company down the road called BMC Software. That's when I realized, oh, I've been doing ITIL for the last 8 years. I didn't know it. So if you're not familiar with ITIL, by the time we're done with the class here today, you're going to realize you already know ITIL. You just didn't know you knew ITIL, right? So it's just one of those things that we're already doing today. It's already within your organization. Matter of fact, the last couple of groups, I've been talking, and they're like, Mike, do you actually work for us? Because that sounds exactly like our environment. It's already happening in your world, right? So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. All right, some of the agenda here, real quick, about what we're going to do within the class here. I'm looking at Amazon. Give me another clicker here, so I'm going to get another one. Maybe have it sent to the hotel. I do not live here. I live in Denver, Colorado. So I'm over here, so it's kind of nice. I love the water. We don't have that in Colorado. We're kind of landlocked over there, but it's actually very, very beautiful. I'm glad to be back here in Providence. So today's agenda, we are going to talk about service management in practice. It's a lot about terms and definitions. And I always say this is that one particular piece where let's just make sure we're talking the same language. How many of you have ever been in a meeting before where they start talking in acronyms and you're like, I don't get it? Have we ever done that? Okay. Yeah, happens all the time, doesn't it? Yeah, so we want to make sure we start talking the same language. We'll talk about this first, what we call core publication called service strategy. Now, service strategy is just about that. It's about how we strategize on the services that we should be offering within the lifespan. So somebody needs to come up with these ideas, and that's what we're going to talk about how we make that happen within service strategy. The next one's going to be about service design. How do we design against that strategy? Obviously, we within lifespan have a number of services that you offer, meaning, I don't know, ambulatory. We'll do some quick introductions here in a second, but we have ambulatory, we have billing, we have finance, we have human resources, we have internal services like network operations center, desktop support services. These are all those services that we have, and we just sit there and say, yeah, go do it, or do we actually model the whole thing out and actually design against what needs to be done? And that's where service design comes into play. That's a theoretical aspect of it. Then we go to the next stage here called service transition. And service transition is where we're going to transition that theory to operations and make it real.